tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not. I'd like to check your horses out.
Pah, even better. But you...
And you might not believe your eyes when you... Well, well, we have a new guest. I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without a by your leave?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word...
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up, then. What are you doing here?
We'll talk later and in private. Right now, we have more important things to attend to.
Don't try my patience.
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky... I got him a place at the Archbishop, only it wasn't long before they... And then, I find out he's... But he took his boozing and whoring...
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face?
You're exaggerating, like you've always done.
Me? Exaggerating? You're hoarse, wondering...
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned on... But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you wouldn't be such a bitter old rogue.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough!
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
I'm not happy about it, but I accept. This isn't how I imagined my first meeting with my brother.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man.
Stand firm! Otherwise the first strike will put you on your arse! Smile, you fuck! While you've still got teeth! You don't know which end of that thing is up!
You son of a bitch! Hey! Who told you that?
Arm lower!
Bad luck! You want to try me? That was sneaky. Sacre! You're fast.
Swing with your whole arm, not just your wrist.
Sacre! You're fast. Not bad for a priest.
What's wrong with your legs? You fight like an old hag. Cover your right side. You've got a gap there I could drive a cart through. Look in my eyes. Look at my sword.
Did they teach you that in the seminary? Enough! That will do! My God. Where did you learn to wield a... Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the Archbishop. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults at Father.
Aye. Well...
So Father would be satisfied, only he'll never be satisfied.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
Not at all. I remember him the same since I was a nipper. When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and he wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days.
Only...
I always wondered who you were.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until the... But now, I have a chance to put things to...
And that's why you...
Aye. The outcome of this war depends on it.
That sounds very important. Considering you... After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me. And tell me what it's all about.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan, right? It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Hard as...
You're starting to...
Just a moment.
Burghers, patricians, and usurers. They're without.
We're trying.
Sir Bocek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips, and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Jobst comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms?
A few thousand men-at-arms, only in order to get them.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like Rutard.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, I can't risk it all in a...
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you...
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certain...
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept.
I believe Liechtenstein is single.
And an uncertain party. Besides, he's inconvenient for Sigismund. Yet...
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
He may be young, but he's got something between his ears. He's got battle experience. And when he gets the estate that's his by right, he'll be well secured for life.
If he gets it. Right now, Hunnish lords over Rattay, and on the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon. If he agrees, we can celebrate our lives.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support your plan.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now...
Today's my lucky day. Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
I've gained us a powerful ally.
And who is it? I hope it's not one of those Kuttenbergs.
On the contrary, It's Bocek, the elder of Kunstadt and Podjebrad.
Kunstadt? My Christ, he's the last one I'd have... How the hell did you...
Well, I explained to him how such an alliance could be mutually beneficial.
Mutually?
He's got a pretty serious personal interest in this.
Stop beating around the bush and...
Lord Kunstad has a niece, so I arranged a betrothal for young Lord Capon, with your blessing if you agree.
Hans Capon? Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't be so. Young Hans?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa.
Forget it. Soon I'll put a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But
Cheers!
cheers to you! Take a look at that. A nightingale surrounded by...
I'll be right there.
Sir Bocek, your niece...
So Hanush agreed.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill...
Thank you.
Enough formality.
Thank you, but I'd rather not drink.
Big enough for that bastard Istvan to raise a small army. He caused us a shitload of trouble. But for the last time, those shenanigans of his have got to stop.
I think I know where that lady is.
I'll drink to that.
You seem a bit...
Oh, these grand arrows. I'd be happier if they just told me.
But then you'd... God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask of you.
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support.
No beating around the bush, eh?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady.
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his...
Christ.
I should say so. Although, between the two of us, it is...
Hit the nail on the head again, Mom.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this.
Not only for people, but also for good food and...
Then you're in the right place.
The wine here is average. The cooks... So,
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to...
nothing more. I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me?
It's not only your money. You're well able to negotiate and trade.
Then I'd be helpful to you on two, if you want me to support you.
Do you have something in particular?
Well, one of the guests here has something.
Who's that?
Harmon Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him...
And these papers I'm supposed to switch.
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself and certain undesirable...
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear, but I'll rest...
And the papers I'm supposed to plant on...
Just insignificant documents. If the incriminating ones disappear...
Have you fallen out with the town councillor?
No. Alder is innocent in the matter. My relatives are disappointed that I dared, and the fact that I'm handling his...
I'm supposed to...
Harmon Alder was given the document. He hasn't yet had a...
All right, I'll...
Alder will bring them to me. But watch yourself.
Hey, you! What are you doing here?
I'm waiting here for you.
Oh, how's that?
I've been watching you for a while, and I have a feeling you do...
Who in God's name?
In God's name, indeed.
Is it that obvious?
Don't blaspheme.
Hey, you! What are you doing here?
Shh. I'm here.
And what?
That's none of your concern. But Lady...
No.
If you hold me up, Lady... And since you're just a fucking groom, you can complain...
No, it's not. And in the morning, when I met him, even though my...
That's... And then lying about...
I'll go to...
You won't.
I'll start right... That won't please Lord Odderin.
Greetings to you, friend.
I've got those papers.
Quiet!
My lady, here they are. You're welcome.
As agreed. I will support...
Thank you. No.
Yes, quite.
I'd like to.
Why?
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our...
Is this supposed...
Like I said, miracle... Tell me, Godwin...
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Valch...
Both of them.
This is going to be a long story.
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes. And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslaus, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put...
You've already said that.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalty. We can have a few captured bandits executed.
We do not care about bandits. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind...
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side.
We do not even have...
Marquardt, could you spare a few minutes?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll...
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get, your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the king? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants! Chicken shits! Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
And drunks! Give them
How dare you?
Some of you are even swelling right here in the city council. This is unbelievable.
Remove this swill pot from the hall immediately.
I'm telling the truth.
Lord of Sargitz, your insolence just cost you your...
But...
Hopefully that'll be enough for him to sober up. And if not...
I'll see to it as soon as the council...
All I hear from you over and over again. I therefore place the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is... He will make sure you
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges.
Silence! You have to earn your privileges. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps taught, but that is... You were given a few sins, but instead of working on them, and let the traitors... But, unlike my brother, and I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city. I want clear and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy. Be so kind and remain here. Our throat, and we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly. We have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, you were harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm. Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are rebelling. Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished that throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobst does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp's nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health, Marquardt. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in a land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, Your Majesty.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Rabosch. Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosch will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No, we shall have white. We have had enough of red.
White it is. Quickly! If Reborge falls, others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
But to bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of...
You are right. And you, boy, will you drink with us?
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
Margaret Yobster. Didn't he say that Lord Kreight was going with them?
No, so what? They left a long time ago. I swear to God, I saw them here a little while ago.
I bet you made it up anyway. I will just call you... How would you like a wine, Shiva?
The art of winemaking has recipes are passed on from... I myself was even the king himself.
I expect his lordship had the best barrels rolled out.
Best, this wine would perhaps be suited to the infirmary. Give me 100 nines in full.
Those two girls came by carrying that
You in need of something, my wild friend?
I'd like to drink a toast with you to our joint success. So, to bright touching, come now.
I never had
Truly.
Not a bit. I'm just a cynical old pragmatist.
In that case, in quite simple fuck.
I've got a tongue like a slice of wheat.
Well,
his lordship is so unsteady on his legs.
To hell with that keg slop. I had my eye on him all eve and left the rest of us to drink cheap.
You can bet on it.
I don't doubt it.
Strong words. I thought your Alishka was brown out, though.
I am not
The sooner he's gone, the sooner life
Irish priest has coined
the King Wenceslas.
floating at the altar. Nearly drops his altar. Alleluia, Domine. Alleluia, Domine.
What do you say?
Good health.
Strong words.
Having a good time?
He's a fucking bore. These old farts here.
Well, what are you missing? There's wine, food.
I'd rather have a game.
Well, let's have a game then.
For a coin.
10 grand.
Great lately.
Good day to you.
Greetings to you, friend.
Mayhem.
How come you're still here, sir? Weren't you supposed to travel with some...
All hail Jobst. He sorted out things here nicely. But you know how it goes. I explained to the Margrave that I'm not going anywhere. And I set my cap... I'm too old and
did you at least discuss with...
Nothing to discuss. It'll be at our... It's the pride of our family. We can...
I'd bet my right arm old Hanush...
What? In Ratai? Well...
But deal with him yourself, though. I won't be your gent's messenger any...
Good day to you.
And who comes strolling by?
Everybody likes a drop of white.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Rootheart. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you beat it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of your fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. Wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to the celebration, you old fox.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
Jesus! The surrounded Christopher! He can't make it on his own!
That's it!
Flank
He's
him!
done!
Have this for your effort!
Take your ass!
Yeah!
Get on up to it!
This is how we fight in Trotsnov.
Now you're finished! Why do I always get a yokel to fight?
One on the arm! Have this for your effort!
Bad luck!
Hey!
Finish
Finish
it. Now you're finished!
Leave him alone!
I should go back.
I'll sort you out nicely.
You got me!
Fuck you!
You never saw that coming!
There's no escape!
Ha! Fuck you!
Fuck you, horse son!
He's had it! No one hit the mark! Leave this life!
You got him! Next!
That won't work for me!
Help me with him! I'm bleeding!
Hey, now you're fucked up! Leave it like the rest!
Got here, horseman.
That was a close shave.
A little too close. Oh, fuck me.
Do my eyes deceive me?
Godwin,
How did you get...
Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see.
is everyone alright?
Well, some are.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father?
They left with Yobs long before that. But...
Where did they go?
They've got to raise an army for us.
So we have a plan to counter...
But, as you can see, our allies are getting...
I'll gladly play dead for...
Be so kind.
What happened, Godwin?
My younger brother.
You've known him for half a day, so...
Shut up!
But leave him be. He's right.
You'll have a chance to get back at them.
And who will that help? Christopher?
But as for your father...
Well, he's the one who ordered opening the gates to those murderers.
Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally. The same as Rutard and Botchek.
Oh, they all have their quirks.
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you.
You knew he was coming.
I was standing a few steps from Von Aulitz when he told Sigismund I was pouring them wine. and had to listen to how Sigismund was going to give him Raborsh. It was a horrible feeling. Not being able to do anything about it.
And what could you possibly do?
Kill them. Both of them.
My fingers would itch too. Or at least a fork.
Do you know what that would cause?
I'd die before I could turn around. But at least I'd die with a clear conscience.
And hundreds of innocents would die after you.
Do you like watching those foreigner dogs rampaging around? Who else has to die before...
Tell us about it. We were... Well, not you. Fuck you, Jan. I'd trade places with you in a heartbeat.
We've lost a lot of allies. We'll have trouble finding you.
Well, are you surprised? Look around.
You want to give up now?
Nobody said anything about... We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his...
If I survive the journey... Oh, God's teeth.
And... what am I...
You've done enough.
And I'm sure Liechtenstein can't wait to find out what was discussed at the city.
How long do you want to hide from Sigismund?
Until my broken bones mend. Or
They brought me to Suchdal half-dead too. 2-3 days.
The king announced one more thing at the council. That is...
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe.
They're our allies.
what do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to...
Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk to you.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go...
Anyway, we've got work.
Give me a moment. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up, I want to know about it. I'll be with you.
What about your home?
My Tempest lost his light too.
Only men do such things.
Nothing sacred to them. Such a bloodbath. They're not people. They're animals.
Good to see you both.
Oh, come on. You know, I've walked out of... They could well have killed... If it hadn't been for you, Henry...
Von Aulitz surprised even Sigismund with that. You should have seen the look on the king's face when he told...
Well, young Odorin, Anna of Volstein, and they captured our clothes. Without them, we can hardly get the burgers on...
We'll figure out a way...
But how? Get a grip. You're right. When I drink too much wine, nevertheless, I have to admit...
Actually, at Sigismund's council, an order was...
God's word! We need to get back to the city and... I'm going with you. Out of the question. Do you want to end... You'll be more useful if you stay here. Henry, tell Samuel and the rabbi to get ready to travel.
You should not come here.
You're it.
Sam, I need to have a word with you.
Uh-huh. Just tell him. You...
What did you talk about?
We talked about your step...
Why?
It's true, I did not. But I tried. Remember how I stared at your sword when we first met? Well,
The thing is...
What? Pa's son?
Yes.
Why are you even telling...
I thought you would want to know. Martin was raising you instead of being with Mother. And...
I know what it's like.
You know, all my life, I thought now that I know I will never see him.
I'm sorry. This is not the end. Sigismund ordered confiscation.
The king has approved the...
He's no king to me. He's a
Do you think it's really going to be that bad?
Wake up, Henry. They would pillage their own neighbors.
This is what we need to get back into this. Will you come with us?
I'll come.
Very well.
Let's not waste...
Thank God you're all right. On the way here, I saw Sigismund horsemen and feared the worst.
Kubienka? What brings you here?
Well, I heard you were having some kind of a feast here, so I came to grab a bit of meat. And I see, instead of that, you have a...
Well, the real massacre is yet to come. Can we borrow the wagon you were...
But of course.
Could you stop blabbering already?
Easy, Ingele.
All right. But could you please tell me...
I'll explain to you on the way.
Are you coming?
Of course.
Let's go then.
Perish. Can we go any faster?
Settle down, son. If you must keep your tongue busy, then use it to pray.
Would you tell me what the fuck is going on already?
Sigismund ordered an attack on the Jewish quarter. We need to take all my papers and get the people out of there.
Bloody hell. And I just got ailed up so nicely today.
Oh, that is just great. My mother's life is in the hands of a drunkard.
Now, enough with the talking. Can't we really go any faster?
Just hold on tight back there.
What's the matter? Why are we stopping?
We will walk from here. We cannot drive right into those
But how do we get into the town then?
We will go through Sheol.
There are many abandoned mine shafts under...
Won't it collapse on our...
We'll find out. Follow me.
What a blessing it is to have found the passageway.
I would be happier if we could do without.
We all would, lad. But it has been decided as punishment for our many sins.
Our sins? Ours? What the fuck did we do to these people? Halt! I heard something.
This trapdoor should be closed, shouldn't it? Maybe I better go and take a look upstairs to make sure there's nothing going on there.
Bugger this. Not a damn thing here. If we go back empty, Eric will give us a bollocking again. Damn it.
Shit! Damnation! Shit! Sakra! Oh, bloody hell. Ah, damn! This trapdoor should be closed, shouldn't it? Maybe I better go and take a look upstairs to make sure there's nothing going on there.